Good morning, everyone. Continually allow your light to shine. Just truly be blessed and be a blessing. I hope everyone rested well last night. We should all be up and at it about getting ready to get this miraculous day started. I was listening to someone the other day and they were talking about open to better, just talking about how you can be open to change, change the mindset, the mental process. And, that's something that I have been speaking on a lot lately because, I'm sure we all know someone who has been like stuck in their way of thinking, just letting their mind overtake them in ways of thinking negative, being negative, causing strife, just causing disruption, in their lives and, in other people's lives. And, whenever you can change your attitude, it also changes your altitude. When you have happy thoughts, joyous thoughts, just being happy and with who you are and where you are at in your surroundings, just having a matter of peace within yourself, that changes your whole atmosphere. Have you just kind of just walked into a room or to somewhere and you can almost feel the atmosphere? It's almost as though it chokes you. You can't breathe. It's so much, animosity and negativism, in this particular place. It's almost mind-boggling sometimes. It's almost just actually just walking through a doorway. On one side of the doorway, it's sunny, it's bright, it's nothing but blessings overflowing, and then you just walk across that doorway. And you can just feel the dark cloud there. Like I say, the animosity, just chaos. I mean, if you've never experienced that, be glad. Thank your Heavenly Father that you have not experienced that. But if you have, it's just mind-boggling how you can go from one point to another point instantly and everything changes. Be happy, be outgoing. If you can start off like this in every area of your life and all of your relationships, they could be so much more healthier. Life changes people. We're not supposed to stay the same. We're not supposed to just be stagnant. We're not supposed to just be content. We are supposed to change. Life changes. Just as the seasons change, our lives should change. We should be changing for the better. What energy are you pouring out? The energy that you give is what you give back. So what are you giving? Are you giving out hate, animosity, strife? Because if you are, that's what you're going to get back. But let's outpour more love, more compassion. If you can do that, watch things change for the better. Just remember, whatever energy that you give off, that is what you're going to get back. People who can't get along with other people are truly shutting down their resources. Falling out with people, you're messing up your gifts. When you can't rely on people, it drains you. It frustrates you. Because we know those people that we can go to in a heartbeat who are reliable and dependable. But do you not realize sometimes that that's draining, being that one that you can count on constantly, even though it's a gift, it's a passion, it's a ministry, it can also drain you at times. But just know that God has you and God has them as well. God is going to give them the strength that they need to be able to do what they need to do. Sometimes you can't even be fruitful in the relationships that you have because it's not giving you any value. What does God say about relationships in 1 Peter 4:8? Above all, love each other deeply because love covers a multitude of sins. Their mindset gets us to thinking that we are isolated, but you're not isolated. We constantly say sometimes that we don't need anybody. Yes, we do. We cannot strive without having other people around us. Everybody needs somebody. So never say that you don't need anybody. Then we know some people who say, I can make it by myself. Stop it. You cannot make it by yourself. Everybody needs somebody to help them along the way. Everybody needs to be motivated. Everybody needs to be encouraged. What are you doing about that? God will send someone to help you in these areas. Surround yourself with people who feed you and not just need you, because there are people who just need you constantly. They call you, they say, hey, I need this, I need that. What can you do for me? But sometimes you have to be there for other people. Sometimes we get so drained trying to help other people, we lose ourselves in other people. Sometimes we have to put self first. Self-preservation, is good for our mentality. We have to take care of ourselves before we can take care of other people. And I'm not just talking about the physical food when I'm talking about feed you. I'm just not talking about the meats and the vegetables and the fruits. I'm talking about offer encouragement, motivation. What can you do to physically, help somebody else? Not just being the one to actually just continue to call people saying, I need. Call people and say, what can I do for you? Don't miss out on your blessings because you have become so isolated within your own self. Blessings come through many facets of our lives. Just like in Proverbs 17:17, it says, a friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for a time of adversity. A friend, and I'm putting in true emphasis, I'm putting it in bold, a true friend loves at all times, in joy and through sorrow, in sickness and in health. When communication is easy, and even when communication is hard work. All times mean there is no time that you should not be there for somebody else, that you do not love a friend. A genuine friend multiplies the joy and divides the sorrow. So you all, let's continue to feed somebody else. Let's continue to motivate, to encourage, to be there for somebody else. Let's have that strong connection with individuals to know when something is wrong. Let's just not spew out strife, hate, confusion, chaos, pettiness, unforgiveness. That is a sign of maturity when you can put all of these things that I have just mentioned aside and still love in spite of. When you can communicate in spite of, regardless of when somebody has hurt you or has wronged you, but yet you can still have a civil conversation. That is maturity. And in some of us, that is a point that we need to get to. We need to get so far and so far beyond in maturing that we can be able to handle any situation and to be able to deal with any individual just because we know that we have the love of God in us. We can do it, but it's something that we have to work on. It's something where we have to meditate on His word to get us to that point. Yeah, you may have been hurt, you may have been wrong, but that's where it goes back to what I just said in the beginning. Open to better, open to change. The question is, do you want to change? The question is, what energy are you putting out? Because that same energy that you put out is the same energy that you're going to get back in. And like the saying goes, you reap what you sow. So what are you truly sowing? I'm just here to come through and say good morning. I hope everyone truly, truly, truly be blessed, be a blessing, be an encouragement, be a motivator. Do what you possibly can to help others, and most importantly, communicate more and love more. And most undoubtedly, pray and add prayer because it works. And I'm just asking everyone to have a wonderful, wonderful day today. Everyone be blessed and just look out and serve your fellow person.